Hello guys, Brotherhood member Mars here, giving you an online commentary for a 2v2 siege on the Rome Total War. This battle was fought in the Arretium map, and is a small Roman town in the Italian peninsula. So in this battle, I'm here with myself, Brotherhood member Mars, also gone under the name of Valtrith. This used to be one of my very first online battles, and this happened to be one of the earliest sieges I did back when I started playing multiplayer in this game. And this battle holds very dear to me because it's one of the very few battles that got me really hooked into the game and got me to play this game more often. So looking back at this battle, I think you guys will really enjoy it because it's quite an interesting battle and displays a lot of tactics that could prove very useful in sieging. So I hope you guys look at that. Right, so I've got the Scythian faction, and I've got 6 headhunting maidens, and I've got 2 Scythian noble archers. I don't remember what the money range for this was, but I think it's around like 15,000. And I bought myself 6 chosen archers as well, and looks to be 5 or 6 peasants. Thing about this is, I'm going to place my peasants in the streets because the thing is that I really had no use for this. What I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna put these guys into loose formation, and I'm going to have them soak up missile fire. And my teammate, Sanket Patel 2015, has brought the Scipii Romans. So he's got himself what looks to be he has brought 2 Praetorian cohorts, 6 urban cohorts, 1 town watch, and 5 cheap archers. Don't know how much cavalry he has. He has them stationed all over the place. Got 1 cavalry. Oh yeah, I think he's only got 1 cavalry. Alright, so Sanket right here is going to use his urbans as a bit of a wall over here, just in case if they manage to break through the gates. This is often done in sieges because the main point is to defend the town square. So by placing the troops right here in a wall, as shown right here, it can help you win the objective, and that is to defend the town, obviously. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my noble archers right on the sides. I can either go for the Greek cities or I can go for Carthage. What I'm going to do is here I'm going to sally out and meet the Greek cities. Although it's really not a good idea in textbook sieges, I'm going to do it just for this one. Alright, and the attackers are Greek city-states, commanded by Chevy 452X13. He's a RTW player. I haven't seen him lately, but he's been I think he's still playing RTW, and it's a good thing because not many people are playing this game, and it's a really good game. So he's got himself 6 Spartan hoplites, he's got 4 armored hoplites, and he's got 1 unit of archers. He's got the maximum amount of rams, and this is an excellent idea in sieges. Even if you aren't using rams, always max everything out, because unlike a campaign where you need more time to create these, in an online battle you need as many rams as you need, because let's just say if 5 or 6 of them burned down and you only brought down 6, then your whole entire army is rendered useless. You can't break through the walls. So it's either you bring some sort of siege unit like a ballista or something, or you max out the rams. I personally would max out rams and then bring siege equipment sometimes, but then again, siege equipment might not be allowed, so yeah. So always max out your rams. Alright, and on the other side is RDW player named Bley. I haven't seen this guy around. He might have gone under a different name. But he's got the Carthaginian faction, and he's got 2 Balearic slingers and 2 units of skirmishers. And he's got himself 5 Sacred Band cavalry, and he's bought himself 5 Sacred Bands. So, excellent armies right here, but the only problem I have is that these guys are so isolated. That thing about this is that we can easily tag team one another and make sure another army is destroyed. So when we destroy that army, we can focus entirely on another army. But in this battle, we decided to each take on our preferred army of choice. Alright, so I'm gonna sally out here with my chosen archers and my headhunting maidens, and instead of going for the Carthaginians because they have Balearic slingers, which are good against horse archer units, I've decided to put their use against the Greek cities who don't have very many missile units. Alright, so the reason why I didn't put my chosen archers right there is because you see how long it takes for these units to exit out of gates? Because there's so many units right there, there's no orderly fashion as to how they can exit or turn out, and these archers are really not that fast, so they might get caught up. So if the Greek city player decides he wants to rush in and take us out, he can do that. Alright, so I'm gonna put my archers in fire and low mode, and I'm going to shoot fire arrows. I'm gonna try and do this to burn the rams. So if any of the rams catches on fire, then if he loses all the rams, then he'll have to go into the other side, and that gives us plenty of time to destroy the Carthaginians. Alright, and Sanket brought one of his cavalry in the flanks, probably to harass the enemy. Alright, so he's used his town watch to attack these skirmishers, although he has a bit of a cavalry advantage here. Alright, so he's placed his urban cohorts along my peasant units. My peasants aren't really going to use very much. Alright, so Sanket has placed some of his infantry here. He doesn't want to defend this area because the streets are more better to fight in, because then you could surround, or you can cavalry can't really charge in here really well. So I'm gonna put some of his weaker units up here and then allow them to come in or something. Alright, so I got my chosen archers right here. I'm gonna fire at the backs of these units. What I'm gonna do is, these cavalry aren't really meant to fight spears head on, so I'm gonna place them in the flanks. And they can't really catch me anyway, so it doesn't really matter at this stage. Because they're trying to charge in, they haven't got their phalanxes down. I'm gonna charge straight in from the back. And this is going to cause these guys to fight to the death right here. Alright, so I've gone in for the charge of this unit right here, but they were sort of expecting it, so they were able to live to fight another day. Alright, so these guys are firing at the backs of these guys, and they're really heavily damaged. Chevy's going in for an all-out charge right here. He's going to try and break in because he sees my gates are open. So he wants to try and get in there as fast as possible. I'm gonna go in for a massive cavalry charge right here. He's kind of stuck at the moment. Alright, so unfortunately my general has died, but because of the amount of cavalry impact you can see right here, these guys are surrounded. They're fighting to death, and right now it's not really looking too good for them. Alright, so that kind of reminded me of the Battle of Carrhae right there. Battle of Cannae right there, where Hannibal placed his troops in a bit of a formation so they would charge straight in, and because they were stuck fighting them, the cavalry from the flanks was able to charge them from the back. So because he charged in all at once, these guys are now in a disarray right here. And even though my infantry do not hold up to these guys, somehow we've managed to crush and cause a mass rout of Spartans and the armored hoplites. So kind of shows how superior tactics can often win against the enemy team. Alright, so he's gonna charge his general straight in. I'm gonna get the heck out of there, because once he puts those spears down, these cavalry drop like stone. But the thing about this is that these guys are already fighting to the death, or they're routing, so they're in a precarious situation at the moment. Alright, so I've surrounded the general. Now he's fighting to the death because I've surrounded him.
You have killed the enemy general. Now his men show fear.
Right, so I'm gonna use my noble archers. I'm gonna run down these guys. I want to take out that last remaining unit, and Carthage has just broken through. So Sanket has brought some of his urban cohorts to assist me. Although after seeing that impressive cavalry charge from the rear.
The enemy have taken the walls. Throw them back, or our people will be slaughtered.
After seeing that cavalry charge, I don't think he'll be using it so soon. But it's a good thing he brought those there, because at least he's being extremely cautious. Alright, so with the Spartans defeated, all I have to do is just rout this final unit, and then I could bring my cavalry and horse archers from the back and support my ally. Alright, so my ally, instead of defending the town with his walls, has decided to defend over here. It's excellent because now these guys are gonna have a nice fight to the death. Alright, so these guys have gone in for a charge, and these sacred bands are gonna fight to the death with these guys. Alright, so I've charged the last of this unit right here. Now the Greeks are out of the game. So now I'm gonna run my cavalry over to the other side to help out my teammate. Basically there's no more Greek cities left, so now it's just a fight to the death, and the Romans are not doing very good against the Carthaginians right here. Right, so Bley has charged this cavalry in.
This is no longer a battle, this is a hunt. No, a coward chase.
Alright, so Bley has charged this cavalry in, and now it's a fight to the death at this stage. Now if Carthage can win against Sanket, this means that he'll be able to destroy my force, because one, they're outside the city and they're winded, tired, and on top of that, I have no infantry that could boast against these sacred bands. So it's a fight to the death at the very moment. Alright, so Sanket is running those 3 urban cohorts over the other side. Although Bley is winning in the infantry battle, he's having archers being shot at him. And on top of that, he has to fight my many peasants. Alright, so these urbans do not seem to be having a fun time with these sacred bands. Alright, so the tactic is that he's constantly placing his pikes down, he's alt-attacking, going in one direction, and he's just fighting in all sides. Alright, so those 3 urban cohorts that were on my side, or 2 out of 3, have just come in to reinforce. Alright, so these guys are getting shot in the back. The piles of dead over here are absolutely insane. Alright, so I brought my Brought my noble archers over here, but they're so exhausted and tired. Alright, so at this stage I'm just killing off routing troops and trying to run my troops as fast as I can over there. Alright, so because the enemy are badly damaged, I'm gonna finally bring in my peasants. They're gonna charge straight in. Alright, so on impact, even though they know that the flanks are secure, they still rout.
Dead, slain by your brave warriors.
Alright, so now because the general has just died, it's gonna be a bit of a mass rout over here. And this is not looking good because one, the Greek cities are dead, and now they're surrounded. Now everybody's fighting to the death right here. And they can't retreat from this side because they can't retreat to the town square. This isn't their territory, so they either have to run out through this way or they have to fight to the death. And so now these guys are rushing in. I brought my peasants in. Because there's so many troops over here, they can't take it. They're gonna fight to the death over here.
Your warriors have killed until they can kill no more. This is a crushing victory.
Alright, so that was a massive siege battle. Although it was hosted on normal, and the money was not as large as other conventional sieges may be, this battle was humongous. It had lots of action, and it was quite an interesting battle, to say at the very least. You can see the piles of dead over here from the Spartans over here. I don't think Chevy should have charged in, but seeing how the door was open and he had all these Spartans and stuff like that, with their specification they should not be routing like that, but he exactly reenacted the Battle of Cannae, where those Roman troops just charged in irregardless of the fact that they had cavalry charging from their rear and they had reserves in the flank fighting them at the same time. So it was a bad idea on him, but the thing about this battle is not to bash other people, but to rather learn from mistakes and see what to do if the situation went other hand. And also to display other sorts of tactics. This unit's celebrating, so I can't really move it. Kind of a common occurrence, but it doesn't really matter at this stage. Alright, so Sankat has successfully defended from the Carthaginian threat, and now we can, Arretium and its people can rest because we've defended it to the death. Alright, so it said it was a heroic victory. I'm gonna have to agree with that one. Well played to myself. Let's see the statistics on it. Alright, so out of all of them, my barbarian peasants only got 1 kill. Are you serious? Alright, so most of the work was done by my cavalry, although my noble archers have done a lot of work as well. Alright, so good game to myself, good game to Sankat, good game to Bley, and good game to Chevy. It was a really fun siege, and some of these sieges are some of the joys of Rome Total War, because seeing those battles fight out and seeing the amount of tactics being involved in a battle can really pump up your blood. And it's one of the reasons why even after 14 or 15 years from its initial release, people still play this game and do all these videos, and they talk about it at school, at work, or wherever they go. So it's looking back at these battles and recording them and explaining them and really putting them out to the world that I could really enjoy myself. So this is Brotherhood member Mars saying, I hope you like this battle. Please leave some feedback, and I hope you'll come back and revisit some of my other battles as well. Thank you all for watching. Leave a comment, and I hope you enjoyed this battle. See you next time.